The days will come in which these shall not be left one stone upon another, that shall not be thrown down. And they asked him, saying, Master, but when shall these things be? And what sign will there be when these things shall come to pass? And he said, Take heed that ye do not deceive. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ. And when the time draweth near, go ye not therefore after them. But when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified. For these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. Then said he unto them, Nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And great earthquakes shall be in divers places, and famines and pestilences and fearful sights and great signs that will be from heaven. But before all these, they shall lay hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up into the synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. And they shall turn to you for a testimony. Set it therefore in your hearts, not to meditate before what you shall answer. For I will give you a mouth and wisdom, so all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. Saint Mike, I want to speak to you for just a few minutes this morning from a quiet place. So we do a hand-picked service this morning, Father God, to meet once again at your temple. Father God, you watched us as we slept last night, and you touched us all this morning, giving us the ability to behold a new day. You raised us this morning, Father God, as we traveled up to your temple this morning, Father God, and gave us a desire to be found in your presence. Father God, we ask this morning that you would speak to your people, Father God, that you would have your way. For we know that your word, there is power, and your word, Father God, there is life. At this time, Father God, that you would empower me, Father God, and enable me to articulate your word this morning, Father God, with clarity and accuracy, Father God. These things I ask in your daughter's son, Jesus' name. Amen. Him 7 other spirits more wicked than himself. And they enter in and dwell there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Okay, so that makes the picture a little bit more evident why we shouldn't put ourselves in a situation where we know we might be tempted.
Yes, sir.
My grandmother used to tell me all the time, you don't have to go looking for trouble. Trouble, it'll come find you.
Right.
And so that's illustrated right here between 23 and 26, where the demon came back home. The demon was out of the man, and he was trying to find a place of rest. And the Bible says dry places where you know, he went out of one man and he was trying to find another man where he could find some rest, but the Bible says dry places. It just didn't satisfy his thirst the way he was when he was back home. So he returned up home to find it swept and garnished. So this insinuates that when he comes home, he finds the person to be in a place where they're actually living the right kind of life.
Right.
That's right. Swept and garnished, all of those bad habits, those things that you hold on the inside and let them go.
Yes. That's right. Thank you, man.
And so he comes home to try to find rest, and it can happen so quickly. The person didn't go looking for it, but the demon came to him.
Yes.
So a perfect example, you leave church, you just got filled with the word, and you got enough, you would take it to midweek service. And you may get a phone call from somebody who don't have church nowhere on their mind.
Yes.
Right.
And they want to engage in a conversation that you're just really not interested in engaging in. And I'm trying to tell them, that's not where I'm trying to go. But they insist, and they might even get an attitude with you. They think you treat them some kind of way.
Yeah.
So here comes the back and forth. And if you're not careful, That's the old argument demon knocking at the door.
Right.
And be careful not to let him in, because look what it says. It says he comes and he finds this place that's been swept and garnished. So he's looking around. He said, well, it's quite spacious in there.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, I got room to go get a couple of my homeboys. And we can
Right. Come on.
The argument takes place, and if you're not careful, here comes that old cursing demon.
Yes, sir.
Right. And before you know it, your nerves bad, and then here comes that old smoking demon. When it comes back and along with that smoking demon, here comes that drinking demon. That gets you back in a happy place, right? And before you know it, you're going to places where you used to go when you used to do these things. And you may be at the bar or at the club or the casino. And maybe that gambling demon want to come back. And you may be hanging with some people, and here comes that old gossip demon. And before you know it, you're all tangled up.
Right.
All contaminated, and you're in a place that where if God was trying to speak with you, you probably wouldn't be able to hear him.
Right.
Oftentimes, especially recently, I can really attest to this, that when God speaks to me, he speaks in such a quiet voice, such a calm voice that if you're not in a quiet place yourself, you won't hear him. Or even if you do hear him, you won't be able to recognize it for what it is.
That's right.
And so this is why Jesus warns us not to put ourselves in a situation where we may have to take on a battle that we didn't have to take on, because surely along this journey, we're going to have battles that are going to come our way regardless. So it's better to save your strength and your fortitude to fight the battles that are necessary, rather than put yourself to fight a battle that you may not even be equipped for at the time.
Right.
Yes. Thank you, Lord. Hallelujah.
And so, on that note, with the demons and with being able to hear from God, this brings us to our main text. Back over to chapter 21. And in verse 5, he says, and some spake of the temple, of how it was adorned with goodly stones and gifts. So the disciples, they're marveling at the stonework of the temple, how the decor is decorated real fancy. And then Jesus, he steps in and he says, the day will come where these things will be tossed and they will just be demolished. So what he's saying is not to put too much value in the things and the ways of this world.
Yes. That's right.
So we should focus our focus on things above and not the things of this world. And when we talk about the things of this world, not just objects or materialistic, but we're talking about the ways of the world. Remember, Luke, the scientific approach that he takes, we're talking about the ways of the world, the customs and the culture that we're in, the environment. And so this is the importance of why we shouldn't straddle the fence. Pastor spoke Wednesday and Sunday from Corinthians about not being able to sit from the cup of the Lord and from the demons, not being able to sit at both tables, and this kind of piggybacks off of that.
Yes.
Not being able to be hot and cold. You got to keep your place. You have to stand firm and keep your position, because you want to be able to hear from God when he speaks to you. And so when we talk about the ways of the world, and we look at how the enemy has been able to gain territory over the land, things that are common now used to be uncommon, and uncommon things are becoming common.
Exactly.
And one of the ways that he has been able to achieve this is through laws and through legislation.
Yes.
For a country that was supposed to have been set up on biblical principles, as time has progressed, we have slowly gotten away from those principles, and these laws that are being passed, these man-made laws, go directly against what the Word of God says.
Right.
I can remember a the time when they were taking prayer from out of the schools.
All
And
right.
Yeah.
you look at the legalization of same-sex marriages.
Yes.
Yes.
Legalizing drug use, and the latest thing we're dealing with is about the abortion thing that we're facing right now.
Yes.
Man-made laws, man-made ways that go directly against what the Word of God says.
That's right.
Yes, yes.
That's right.
So, again, not putting yourself in a situation where you'll be tempted and you'll be distracted, but keeping yourself where you can be focused and hear from God when He speaks.
Yes. There. Amen.
And so we pick up at verse 7 with the disciples, and they say, and they asked Him, saying, Master, but when shall these things be? And what sign will there be when these things shall come to pass? And He said, Take heed that ye be not deceived. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ. And the time draweth near, go ye not therefore after them. But when ye shall hear of wars, commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. Then said unto them, Nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And great earthquakes shall be in divers places, and famines, and pestilences, and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. So that's kind of the normal now. When you pay attention, you watch the news, the nation against nation, the kingdom against kingdom.
Yes.
Look at the floods that we've been encountering, and the wildfires. These are signs from heaven. This is kind of the normal now. But what I want to focus on is right there in 8 where He says, Take heed that ye be not deceived,
Yes.
for many shall come in my name.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
Right, so we're speaking of the ways of the world and the man-made problems, and He says, many are going to come in my name. Many are going to come saying that they are a man of God or a woman of God, and they'll run for office, and they'll claim to have all of the solutions for the problems that we face.
That's right.
And so if you look in the White House, I can surely say that we do have a problem at hand.
Yes.
And Jesus, He's telling His disciples to don't be so quick to follow behind the one who says that they're coming in my name.
Right.
Some of you are going to say that I am Christ.
Yes.
Yes, he is.
I am the Messiah.
Yes.
I am the one who can deliver you from the problems that you face.
Yes.
And so even more important is why we should keep ourselves in a quiet place so that we can recognize the wolf in sheep's clothing.
Yes.
For sure, the Bible says that they will come.
Yes, they were.
And so, in verse 12, but before all these things, they shall lay hands upon you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so going back to chapter 11, well, you don't have to go looking for trouble, but just being a follower of Jesus, that alone by itself, you will face persecution.
Yes.
You're going to face trials and tribulations. He didn't promise us that it would just be a smooth road. But just like we're talking about with the uncommon becoming common, there once was a time where it seemed that the Christians were the majority.
Yes.
Right.
But if you would ask most people, they would tell you that they would believe in God. But when you look around now, it seems that slowly that the Christians are becoming the minority.
Right.
And as we see in the Bible here, the people are getting put in position to where they would have to hold their ground, stand up for them, and stand firm with the Word of God is saying. A few months ago, I seen this video of a guy. He was speaking of something that was real similar to what we're talking about here. There was a family-owned T-shirt printing company in California. And what they would do is if you had a design that you wanted printed up, you could bring the design to them and they would print it up for you. So there was this a lesbian couple that came with an idea for a T-shirt that they wanted to get printed up. And so the owners of the company, they were like, well, it's not something that I'm really interested in doing, or that message goes against what I believe in. It's not something that I want my company promoting.
Yes. Right.
Well, the way the laws are set up in California, if that couple could have took suit against the company, the fines would have been hefty enough to where it would have shut their company down.
Right, right.
And you know, on the outside looking in, we can say, well, you know, we got to be firm. We got to stand on the word of God.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
But when put in that situation, and think maybe this is their main resource of financial income. Maybe this is how they pay the bills and how they feeding the family.
Right, right.
And so there's a level of self-reservation that I think we all have. I think me personally, it's just part of your basic survival instinct as a human being that if you see something that could be dangerous or potentially harmful to you, if nothing else, you're gonna think twice about it.
That's right. Right. That's right.
And you know, nobody is really exempt from this. Even the strongest of the strong will eventually face something that's gonna,
That's right.
if not nothing else, at least make you think twice about it, right?
Yes, that's right.
You know, we often give Peter a hard time about his denial of Jesus. So what do we know about Peter? Well, Peter had a fighter's mentality, right?
Right.
He would draw his sword at the drop of a dime. He was the type that would speak his mind. So when he tells Jesus that, hey man, I got your back, you don't have to worry about me. He wasn't trying to deceive Jesus at the time, but he actually meant what he said. You know, I mean, he was one of Jesus' closest followers. He seen the miracles firsthand. He seen Jesus speaking to the storm and the storm having to obey and walking on water and healing people. So in his mind, it's an easy decision. I'm on the winning team. I'm riding with Jesus, right? But when you see that same miracle worker getting whipped and beaten and the life being taken from him, and you saying to yourself, well, that's the baddest brother I know. And if they doing that to him, surely I know what they'll do to me.
Amen.
And
Right.
at the drop of a dime, when somebody recognizes you and they, hey man, you look familiar. Weren't you one of the ones that was following Jesus? Well, what Peter did. Nah.
Right.
You got the wrong fella. It wasn't me. Right. That self-reservation. See, it's easy to praise God and to follow Jesus when you can see his hand at work in your life, right? When you see the miracles, when you can see the provisions being made.
All right.
Yeah, it's easy to follow God anyway, right?
Right.
Okay, let me put it this way. It's easy to pay tithes when you're operating from a surplus.
Yes.
Yeah, when you paid your bills and you took care of all your financial obligations and you got some extra left over, it's easy to bring the tithes and offerings to the storehouse then. But when you don't know when the gas money is going to come from, or you don't know how the family is going to eat the rest of the weekend, you're looking at what you got and you're looking at your expenses.
Yes.
You're looking at what you got, you're looking at your expenses, and then Sunday morning comes around and it's time to pay tithes.
Yes.
That Peter may kick in.
Yeah.
From it. And so this is even more so why we need to keep our place and ourselves in a quiet place where we can hear God's word. He can give us direction, you know, in these troubling times, because these times will come. Peter didn't go looking for that battle came to him.
That's
right. That demon come back looking for you.
That's right.
Don't waste your strength on taking on unnecessary battles.
That's right.
Amen.
Yeah, and so this is, to me, this way will start getting good around verse 12, you know. And you said, well, with Deacon, we're talking about being persecuted and being brought before rulers and kings and possibly going to jail. What's the good part about that?
Yes.
You continue reading, we'll go to 13 here, and it said, and it shall turn to you for a testimony.
Yes.
Settle it therefore in your heart, not to meditate before what ye should answer.
Hallelujah.
For I will give you a mouth and wisdom which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. Hallelujah, God. When God gave me this message, I knew this wasn't really one of those shouting messages. You
That's
know,
all right. It's good.
that part right there, that's the part that we should get excited about. Right?
Yes, sir.
He promised you that the trials and the tribulations, it will come. But what he's saying right there in 13 is he turned to a testimony, and he continues to say, meditate not on what you're going to say. So what he's saying is, don't worry about it.
That's right.
Don't worry about it. He will give you the right words to say at the time that your adversary shall not be able to gainsay or resist.
Yes.
Yeah, what he's saying is he'll open doors that man can't close, right? He'll make provisions on your behalf, right? So when the situation is getting a little tight and the walls are closing in on you, and you might have Pharaoh and his army at your back. With God, he steps in and he parts the Red Sea. And he makes a way out of no way.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, God. And that financial situation that you may be facing, that you don't know how you're gonna see your way out of it. What God is saying this morning, don't worry about it. You're in a prime position for Him to show you that He is your source of your income, and that job is just a resource. Thank you, God. That health problem that you've been facing, it just seems to be lingering and it don't seem to get no better. He's saying, don't worry about it.
Yes, sir. Yes,
In
sir.
a prime position this morning for Him to show you that He is the source of your strength and He is the source of your healing. That doctor and that medicine, they're just resources.
Yes, sir.
What you're going through this morning, Mr. Michael, whatever the situation may be, God is saying this morning not to worry about it.
Yeah.
Paul says that we take delight in our trials and our tribulations, right? And our weakness, His strength can be shown, Father God.
Yeah.
The battle is not ours, but it's His.
Right.
If He before us, who can be against us, right?
Right.
So whatever you're going through this morning, I would say that you would just find yourself in a quiet place. Where you can hear God's word, you can hear His instruction, and He gives you direction that you don't have to worry about what the outcome of that battle is going to be, because He's going to make a way out of no way. Right. He causes water to spring in dry places. Right. He speaks life to dead situations. So rather than worry about it, you should get glad about it, because
Yes,
the battle
sir.
is not yours to begin with, and it's His.
Right,
And
right.
If He before you, who can be against you?
Yes, sir.
He will cause your enemies to be your footstool, and no weapon that's formed against you shall prosper. So I hope that somebody will grab hold of that this morning, and if you apply that to the way you're facing this situation, it'll change the way you see that situation, it'll change the way you see life, it'll change the way you walk, it'll change the way you talk.
Right.
Because sometimes we worry about things that God already has the solution for.
Amen. Amen.
God bless you and keep you.